The martial arts tree for the assassin is one of the most confusing and difficult trees in Diablo 2 Resurrected to understand, especially since she wasn't very good before the 2.4 PTR patch. So how do you level up with her? What skills should you use? What kind of equipment should you use? Is she even worth trying in 2.4? That's what we're going to talk about in this episode of Leveling Up with your character. Before, the reason she wasn't very good is you build up your charges with the left and middle lane, and then you use a finishing move on the right lane. Build up your charges, and then you use a finished move, it would clear all of your charges. Then you'd have to build them all up again. 2.4, they changed that. Your finishing move now only releases one charge from each skill at a time, and your finishing move always hits. This has greatly improved the quality of life for the assassin. The martial arts assassin is actually now viable. This is a character that I leveled from level 1 to try her out and figure out how to play around with it. Okay, so leveling up with your skills. Where do you begin? Well, you start off with Tiger Strike as your first skill, and at least 1 point into Dragon Talon. This will be your finishing move. Build up at least 3, release with Dragon Talon, build up another one, release with Dragon Talon. They work great together. You will also want a couple points into Claw Mastery. You're going to be wanting the attack rating, and the damage and the critical strike chance are also very nice. They did boost up your attack rating with these skills, but you're still melee, so you're going to need a lot of attack rating. So you're going to want at least 4 points into Claw Mastery as you're leveling. Add in a couple more into Tiger Strike. Next up, you're going to want at least a few into Fists of Fire. This does fire damage, works great. I've got mine up to level 7. We'll also be wanting some points into Burst of Speed. Your martial art charge skills are based on your attack speed, as are your finishing moves. Burst of Speed also helps counter out being frozen, a little bit anyways. So if you get frozen, you Burst of Speed on, you'll still be attacking at least a somewhat decent pace. Next up, you'll be wanting some points into Claws of Thunder. This was my favorite skill to use. I preferred using this over Fists of Fire just because of the radius of the Nova. You got more of an AoE from it than you did from your fire skills. Even charge 2 and 3, the radius isn't quite as large as charge 2 and 3 for Claws of Thunder. While you're leveling, you can build up charges more than just one thing as well. So it's good to have some Tiger Strike charges mixed in with either your Fists of Fire or Claws of Thunder. So I'd often use Claws of Thunder, mix it in with some Tiger Strike, release with Dragon Tail once you reach level 18, and it worked beautifully. At some point, you're going to want to put a point into Fade. I didn't use Fade, because you can only use Burst of Speed or Fade. You cannot use both at the same time. I preferred Burst of Speed. At level 30, however, you do want Venom. I found it very helpful. Once you reach level 24, or somewhere around there, before you hit level 30, you'll be wanting a point into Blades of Ice. I only put 1 point. Nice for crowd control, but I was doing just fine without it. It doesn't do great damage. You'll also be wanting to make sure at some point to get a point into Cobra Strike as well, because Phoenix Strike is the skill that you're going to be wanting to use once you reach level 30. Use a Phoenix Strike with your charges of Tiger Strike, release with Dragon Tail, and it works great. Nice thing about Dragon Tail is it knocks enemies back. This is great for crowd control. You can get right into the middle of cows, use Dragon Tail, push them all back as you're releasing your Phoenix Strike. You do some decent damage. You can easily take on the cows using Phoenix Strike, Dragon Strike, and Dragon Tail. A point into Dragon Flight is also really handy because you can teleport with it. So when you're going through, Arcane or something like that, and you don't want to have to keep, doing the twist and turnies or doing the teleport path, it's just so much easier just to use Dragon Flight. And there's nothing in the traps. So as you're leveling past level 30, keep working on your Phoenix Strike. Put a couple more points into Venom. Not a lot of points. I would only put a couple. Most of your points will be going into Phoenix Strike. Once you have this, then you can work on some of your synergies as well to help boost up your Phoenix Strike damage. And then some more points into Tiger Strike as well, just to help boost up your damage. For stats, problem with the assassin is it requires so much strength and dexterity starting off, because claws always seem to have the same amount of strength and dexterity required to use them. With some of them, you need 55 strength, 55 dexterity. As you level in though, don't bother much with strength. Just deal with, enough strength that you can equip your armor. I decided to go with breastplate, so I needed 30 strength. Also went with a large shield just because I wanted my resistances. So I got my strength up to 35, enough to equip my basic equipment. Dexterity, this is where you want a lot. You are a melee attack, so you need your attack rating. So I got mine up to level 90, I'm level 31 at the moment. I put 10 points into energy, just because you charge up skills don't use a lot of mana. Your finishing moves, however, do. So I put a couple in there just so I didn't have to chug so much mana. And the rest into vitality. As you're leveling, a few more points into dexterity and vitality. Just deal with your basic turret when you're starting off. They only do a little bit more damage, but the damage from your skills is enough to offset the lower damage from your guitars. There's no real guitars that you will want right off the bat, so just worry about your attack rating and your vitality to make sure you don't die. The unfortunate thing is with your claws, there's not a lot of options for rune words, especially low level. First ones you can make is Malice, but unfortunately you have to find a 3-socketed. So unless this is your second character and you already found a 3-socket guitar, you're not going to be able to make this. Because you can't find a 3-socketed guitar until about Nightmare mode, or normal cows. But you can make that in there. Chance for open wounds, minus target defense, some enhanced damage. It's not bad. You just have to remember you do have the drain life of -5. So if you have, a ring that's replenished life 5, that'll help offset your drain in life. Pattern, once again, a really nice rune word that you can put into your guitars. The unfortunate thing is you need a Thol, which isn't too bad. This is a level 23 required rune word, but once again you need a 3-socket guitar. You're gonna have to farm into Nightmare, normal cows to find it. So unless this is your second character, you're not gonna have those while you're leveling. Next up is strength. Another one that you can make has crush and blow, which is really nice. You get some mana after each kill, some life steal, enhanced damage. Do remember your enhanced damage will not reflect in your kicks, but it will for your charge up skills. But once again, it does require an AM, so you have to do some farming of Nightmare Countess to find that. But at least it only requires a 2-socketed guitar. And then all your other ones require level 50. This requires a foul, so this one is built just for claws. Gives you whirlwind, it gives you open wounds. It's a nice rune word, but it's just not cheap. You can also make a wind, requires a Sir. So once again, not cheap. Fury, not cheap. Then if you're able to find, a Jade Talon, +2 to martial arts, you get the +2 to shadow skills as well, with some enhanced damage and some great resistance. This isn't too bad of a weapon, and the +2 to skills is quite nice, because you are using some shadow discipline, because you got your venom, your burst of speed, claw mastery. Put a couple points into blade block if you're using 2 claws. You also have Bartus Cutthroat. You got your +2 martial arts, +2 assassin, faster hit recovery, enhanced damage, attack rating, life stolen per hit. Another great one, but these do both require level 60 characters, 66 and 67. Plague can also one of the new rune words that can now be made in a claw. Once again, a really nice weapon, but level 67 required. So as you're leveling, you don't exactly have a lot of options, because you can't find these. For helms, once you reach level 27, you got lore, very nice rune word. You can find G-Face, that'll be nice. You got your crush and blow, your deadly strike. Deadly strike doesn't work on kicks, but still a nice option. You got wisdom at level 45. It's got some mana steal, cannot be frozen, and after each kill, you are melee. You are going to want something with cannot be frozen. Raven Frost, Wisdom, Duriel Shell. This also has some decent resistances, so you want to keep your eye out for those. This one, you got your +2 fire skills, half freeze duration. It's better than nothing. A little expensive, but for armor, you can never go wrong with stealth. You got your faster run walk, hit recovery, regenerate mana. It's really nice. You'll also be wanting something like fortitude, because it has the plus 300% enhanced damage. It's got some resistances, some replenish life, so it's definitely nice in other areas. But it does have the enhanced damage, which will work for your charge-up skills and for your kicks. Treachery, made for the assassin. You got your plus 2 to assassin skills. Your chance for venom and chance for fade. It's a little expensive. You know, you got your lamb rune that you need, but it's not too bad. Then you got your lion hurt. You know, you got your, with the enhanced damage, all resistance. It's not too bad. Does require a lump and a foul. Not too bad. For boots, you got your gore riders. Has crush and blow. Very nice. Goblin toe. Crush and blow once again. If you do find goblin toe, you are going to want to up your boots. Up in your boots because it increases the amount of damage you'll be doing. These do 8 to 16 damage as light plated boots. If you throw it into your cube with a towel rune, a shell rune, and a perfect diamond, you can upgrade it. Unfortunately, I don't have those runes at the moment, but I don't have a perfect diamond. That will upgrade it to the exceptional base. Then if you want to up it again, it does get a little bit more expensive, but you put in a core rune with a lamb, and once again a perfect diamond, and that will get it up to the elite base. And each time it requires a higher level, require more strength, but it will do more kick damage. Yeah, and that's basically the how you level with her. She does alright, but she does take a lot of getting used to. So this is not going to be your ladder reset character, your first one. And if you're new to the game, or if you're new to the martial arts assassin, you're not going to want to start off with her. Building up your charges takes getting used to. Using your kicks takes getting used to. You'd be better off, in all honesty, if you're wanting to start quickly, get off the ground running, you're gonna want to go as a trapsin. Start off with your fire traps. They do so much more damage. Your wake of fire and your fire blast are awesome. Then once you're level, maybe 35 or so, then you can respec into martial art. That way, while you're leveling as a trapsin, going through in the nightmare, doing some normal cows, you can keep your eyes out for a base that you can use for your rune words. 2 patterns going. You have great resistances. You have some great damage. So this is a great option once you find it. Recommendation: if you're newer to the game, to the martial arts, make it easy for yourself. Go trapsin and then respec into martial arts. But you don't have to. She does level just fine. A little bit of a learning curve, so just something to keep in mind. And now for some gameplay. I think that's it for this episode. Thank you for watching. If you like what you saw and you'd like to see more content like this, don't forget to like and subscribe. And I hope to see you in the next episode. Thank you and goodbye.